What's up, everybody? We've got Tucker here. He's a new training intake. We're going to talk about how to teach a recall, right? So I've not put any obedience or anything. I've not done anything with Tucker other than some engagement sessions with food, right? So a couple of things when we're talking about the recall. Well, I'm going to start to show him that I have something interesting for him, right? So a couple of things to talk about. You know, if our dog's not food motivated, we've got to be able to manipulate their food drive, right? So I might do this for their meals, right? I do want them somewhat hungry to be able to engage with me, right? If my dog's obese or they get all of their meals, right? They may be less food motivated. So I do want to manipulate that a little bit, right? Just in the beginning phases of training. Other thing is your competing motivators. What's going on around you when you're trying to do this training? If your dog's more interested in something else and not interested in you enough, this can be counterproductive. So you want to make sure you're managing your environment accordingly. All right, so just keep those things in mind. Last thing is, I'm doing this all on the leash, okay? So in the beginning phase of training, Tucker might say, hey, look, that chicken way down there is way more interesting. I'm gonna go check that out. If I have no way to keep him engaged with me, right? I have no leash or anything and he can just wander off, again, this is gonna be counterproductive. So I'm doing everything on the leash, I'm mindful of my environment, and I'm gonna manipulate potentially his food drive to get him more interested. So once I've shown him I have something, all I'm doing is showing him I have some food here. I'm starting to incorporate some movement. So I'm just moving back, right? This is starting the foundation for that recall. So I'm just showing him I have some food, I move back, and he follows me. All right, this is called luring, right? So I can lure him. You can add a sit if you want to, if you want that stationary behavior, right? Lure his head up. Almost getting it. Right, and that's all right. So if he doesn't, that's fine, right? So like we can eventually work on that behavior where we're luring a sit where that butt goes down. There it is, yes, right? But if not, that's fine. All I'm concerned right now is I move, you come to me, right? And you get something for that. So coming to me is going to be a very beneficial thing, right? So eventually, I'll kind of cut off the rewards. He kind of I'll wait till he checks out into something else. You can pair this with his name or your obedience command, right? So we'll use his name first, Tucker, right? So he looks away from me, I say Tucker, he looks at me, and I move back, right? And then same thing, like after I do a number of reps of that, I can say, Tucker, come, right? So now I'm teaching him, I'm putting this on cue, right? Tucker, come, that this actually means something, right? This is what I want you to do when you hear that. So ideally, I'll wait again till he checks out. So here he goes, he checks out. Tucker, come. I move back. Good. And again, you can lure into that sit if you want. Right now, I'm just with him. I'm just concerned with him coming to me, right? I check out again, or he checks out again. Tucker, come. Good. Okay. Tucker, come. So the leash here is just a tool to keep him from running off, essentially. My end goal is like I want to be able to, Tucker, come, without giving any kind of leash pressure or anything like that. I say, Tucker, come, he comes to me, right? This only works when you make it worth something for him, right? Tucker, come, he hears that. That means, hey, I come to him, I get some food, right? And this might be something I do for his whole meal. This might be his breakfast or his dinner or something like that. Tucker, come, and I might do this for the first 4 or 5 days of training to make this recall super, super strong. And then eventually you'll put communication on it. Once you get accountability and things like that in place, then you can say, Tucker, come. If he doesn't, we can give a correction. We're not at that point right now. Tucker, come. Yes. Right now, last thing we'll talk about is making it more motivating, right? So now we're talking about engagement, right? So I've just been saying, Tucker, come, he comes to me, boom, he gets a reward, right? So like, let's make it more interesting, right? So we say, Tucker, come, as soon as he comes to us, yes, boom, I start moving, he gets to chase this piece of food, right? So movement is motivating to our dogs. Tucker, come, yes. So this is going to make him want to come even more. It's not just you're getting a treat, you're getting to chase things as well, right? Dogs are motivated, yes, by the food, but also by the prey activity. Okay, so we'll see if he checks out. Tucker, come. Yes. And I'm just moving in random directions, just inciting, again, his prey drive, right? So there's a couple things we're working on, is his hunger drive as well as his prey drive. So again, this makes it more motivating, right? And again, you keep putting this on cue. Eventually you can hold him accountable for not coming to you, but everything starts on the leash and you build it up from there. If you're not getting this type of focus that you're seeing with Tucker, think, how can I manipulate my environment so that I am, so that I'm becoming more interesting than what's going on around us. But that is the basics of how we would start to teach the recall.